That's it.
That's level fair.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
We'll talk for real people.
Real people.
Well, wheel people.
Yeah,
Here we are.
wheel people. Sorry, I have a slight cold.
Wheel
That's wheel
people,
people, not wheel people. Sorry.
What's that cartoon character? I think it's in Daffy Duck or something. That hunter that can't pronounce his R's properly.
Elmer Fudd, isn't it? Is that right?
Yes.
What's up, Jack? Now I got you wabbit.
I think it is. Yeah, that's the one.
Dear.
Yeah, it sounds like we're saying real people, but it's real people.
Yeah.
Real people.
It's much harder when you got a chest infection, I tell you. But,
Yeah. What episode? This is episode 5, isn't it?
this is episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some hot topics this week.
We do.
Use that pun very loosely, of course. Hot topics, of course, but you'll find out later what I mean by that. Sorry, can't help it.
Especially when you have a goatway in the house.
Yeah. So to begin, we're going to go over the exclusive and mystifying V13.
V13,
which we don't know too much about, but Afiz knows a little something about something.
My God. Trying to expose me. Huh?
Oh yeah.
It was the exclusive. We're excited to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Are you gonna share your
I am.
Let's see what's our topics for today. Boom. First slide is the V13. Well, the V13, to be honest with you, I know almost very little about it, as much as you guys know, as you know, but what I know is just purely based on speculation. Honestly, it's just things that I've heard. Now, if you look at that picture properly, right, you see that there's a smaller wheel and it's a bigger wheel. Now, there is a YouTuber, I'm not sure if it's Matt Pack, he messaged me and said that if you look at that picture properly, it almost signifies that this is one wheel that can perform 2 different functions. So maybe one for a shorter range, or one, and then the same wheel, if you add additional battery into it, you can get a longer range wheel. So I'm assuming it's something along those lines where you can, it might have removable battery. Again, I'm just speculating, but this is based on some conversation I've had with some of my friends, Matt Pack as well, the YouTuber. But I've spoken to my account manager, the ERI's account manager for Inmotion, and I confirmed. I said, you said it's the fastest electric unicycle, and he said probably yes. So we're looking at some massive, power coming out of the V13. It's not been officially named yet. It's still using the code name V13. Obviously, there's a competition going on right now. If you go to the Inmotion Instagram page, you can nominate a name to be used for that. Have you thought about naming that? Well, how would you name this? What name do you think we should name this?
I like the V13. 13's unlucky for some, as they say, but they've got that V11, V10, obviously prior to that, and V12.
There's a V11 just back.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Rosie's she's frozen. She's done the Disney thing again. She's gonna come back. What? She's back.
Yay!
She's back.
She's back. Yeah, but I don't know. V13 is fine for me. People were coming out with different names like the Bishop, which I think Mickey from EVX probably calling this. Okay. There is the Cheetah, there is the Eagle, or something, whatever. Everyone's coming out with different names. I think it's just V13. Keep it simple, clean.
Exactly right. Be interesting to see if that battery swap out is true, because batteries aren't light. So
no,
that's a bit of a a Just Eat rider's dream, right? To have a spare battery on your back. But
yeah, and it's got suspension as well.
Hmm.
So
That'll
it
be
says,
interesting.
yeah, so it says the longest range electric unicycle from Inmotion.
Hmm.
I like the fact that it's from Inmotion there because, yeah, if you're going to compare it to Gotways of this world, they've got or the Commander, so 3,600. So I think the battery capacity will still be below 3,600. But Inmotion's engineers are very good at, bringing out wheels that are quite efficient and knowing how to manage, battery, power a bit more efficiently than maybe other manufacturers. But yeah, let's see. What do you think, Rosie? Oh, she's there. Hey, Rosie.
I'm here. I'm listening. I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, if the battery is smaller, does that mean it will be slightly lighter than the newer wheels? Because the Commander, as we know, it's not heavy, but it's still 38 kilos, isn't it? So, so if this has a slightly smaller battery, would it be a little bit lighter? Would that? It kind of depends because it's suspension as well, isn't it? And that tends to bring a bit of weight in.
Exactly.
Good point. It's got a picture of what looks like. Again, I think that's the V12. I think that look. So it maybe in its lowest battery capacity it will have 1,700 or something, or just below that. And then if you add more, you can add an additional 1,000 watt-hour to it. Now bump it up to 2,800 or around those capacity. So yeah, so I think in terms of weight, in its lowest weight could be about 31, 32, because the Inmotion V12 is probably around 30, I think. If you add a bit of suspension, I'll add an additional 2 kg, 3 kg. And then if you add an additional 1,000 watt-hour battery, we shouldn't weigh more than 5 kilograms, I think. So that'll probably bring it up to about 38 kilograms, 39-ish. Again, these are all pure. So,
if that renders accurate in any way, it looks like they've incorporated some kind of roll cage at the top there.
Oh yeah, it's very Sherman-esque.
Hard to see, but looks like they've not copied, just brought up their own kind of version of. It's not a U wheel at bar as such, but maybe just over the top on both sides. Hard to properly work out. It looks like there's something there, which is a good idea, obviously. So
yeah, it's cool. I think it's a cool wheel. Yeah. There you go, the V13.
Keep posted for future updates on that one.
If it's suspension, obviously you're going to not chucking it around, but it'll get chucked around slightly. So roll cage would be good if that's what that is.
Exactly that. Yeah. That's a Sherman suspension wheel. My God. Think of the carnage.
Let's talk about the TfL ban on e-scooters and EUCs. Well,
where do we start? Okay, so my view on this is that I'm kind of torn between the fact that it's kind of made the argument of a first and last mile vehicle that is micromobility, obviously scooters and electric unicycles, non-existent anymore, right? Because one of the great things about being able to use electric unicycle is you can ride to the station, get on the train, and then come off from that station, and then just ride to your destination, right? And that is no longer possible, which then means that there's probably going to be either people are going to stop, having micromobility in general because it kind of defeats the purpose, or people are going to start having this really big, massive electric scooters that can do 50 miles an hour, massive range. And that would then push people towards those type of vehicles now, which is that was what most people that are opposed to electric scooters in general don't want to happen, because they always seem to use this 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour electric scooters are dangerous, Well, you're going to get a lot of them now because people are just going to be like, well, I'm going to get an all-mile vehicle. And to get an all-mile vehicle, you need to have bigger, batteries, going to have massive motors that can get you from A to B. If you're going to travel from Southeast London to Northwest London or to North London, for example, You can't just get on a Jubilee line, for example, at North Greenwich and then, you know, jump over the other end. You need a proper, So, but at the same time, I see why they're doing this. And I kind of agree in the sense that if you look at that image, right, if that had happened, you know, in a tube, in the underground that is closed off, and there's no place for you to escape. Yes, the train might still be moving to the next station, but you don't know when the next station is going to be in the next 5 minutes or whatever. So I see the argument from both sides. For now, I am in favor of the current approach until we have proper certification for you know, for these electric scooters that are coming through from China. That some of them come from China and they're well made. Some of them come from Europe and they're well made. But you do get one or two distributors out there that just want to make quick profit, quick buck, and they will cut corners and buy the cheap ones. But saying that, you can still get a well-made electric scooter, right? And you can use it really badly and drop it down the stairs, and the cells can get punctured over time, or at least compromise, and then you get the fire. So what do you do? You know, so yeah.
Well, I mean, so one good thing that we haven't mentioned about if you have an EUC or an electric scooter in London is that the Met said that they would stop.
Well, the Met said that they're going to stop, but at the same time, I think, I don't know. So even after that message came out, people were still getting their electric scooters seized, even after that message came out. So yeah, it is. I'm not sure if there's a game going on here, and I just want to I don't know, you know. So it's all very confusing now.
Yeah, but I mean, that is very London centric, and in the rest of the UK you can take it on overground trains and public transport. Just
I think I get what you're trying to say. So this is very London centric, so this is not all around the UK, and this is just about London. And I think because we live in London, that's why we feel it, you know, we feel it the most. But I'm sure other people around the UK are probably just getting along with their lives as per normal. The same thing with, you know, mainland Europe, people in Brussels, France, for example, places where this micromobility are legal to use, then they're not affected. The danger, however, is that London usually sometimes will start something and other cities will then follow suit, and that is the danger. It's kind of like it's like a chicken and an egg situation, where I've always said and I've always believed, you know, when I started this micromobility journey, is that if you don't legalize micromobility, then companies with good enough experience on how to make vehicles, right? You know, companies that understand that research and development is very important, will not invest in making this thing safer. But you're scared to, but the government are scared to, you know, to legalize them because they feel that stuff like this will happen. But you kind of have to start a little bit on a rough ground, and it will get better. Because once you legalize it, companies that understand that, yes, if we make some of the best electric scooters that are well, you know, that is self from impact, then it will be safer for everybody to use. But they wouldn't do that because it's not legal. Why would you want to put millions of pounds in something that's not legal? So make them legal and they'll become safe, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway,
all right, moving on. Our good friend, the BEGODE Hero. As we know, this has been being put for its paces by Kevin and Fees recently.
Maybe I'm a gangster too.
Feedback on the Hero, right? To be honest with you, in this setup, I don't like it. I think it's, you know, it's top heavy. There is torque. The wheel is smooth in terms of power delivery, but with those tires on them, they it's so hard because the wheel is already top heavy, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to fight the wheel to kind of turn left and right, and you don't feel like you're fully in control of riding the wheel of the Hero. And then yesterday, Kevin came over. Obviously, he's got the Hero. He's doing his review. He's breaking it down and giving his unbiased opinion and making sure that we understand what's going to break and what's not going to break, and he'll feed that back to the manufacturer, as we always do.
Yeah.
He then suggested we change the tire to a Michelin Street Pro or something. You know, the name of it, and it completely transformed the Hero.
Really?
It was almost like having two different wheels, because it was easy to then maneuver, and because there was less rolling resistance, the torque just like the wheel has basically gone from a 4 out of 10 for me, to like a 6.5 almost, or about 7 out of 10.
Wow.
It is cold. And it's Sunday.
We have to do it. We have to do it. So Aviz is on the Hero. He rode it before and didn't like it. So today he's going to try again with a new tire. Here we go. So let's watch.
Just give me 2 minutes. Let me see if it's changed, if I like it now, or if it's just as rubbish as it was before. Immediately, the maneuverability is absolutely much better. Definitely much better. Obviously, this is down to the tire, right?
That's right. Yeah.
What tire is this?
Okay, this is the Italian tire Michelin Pro, the City Pro.
Plus, you've got a camera, you're holding camera as well.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
That's not even fair. Right?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. You were beeping actually.
It was beeping, yes.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it's still not. Well, it's still not the wheel that I'll pick up. I'm not really a suspension kind of guy. Anyway, I like instantaneous torque, responsiveness, that sporty feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can I ask, does it have adjustable pads there? Is that what I'm seeing?
No, that's just a normal pads
fair
that just came with it. Yeah. It looks like it's adjustable, but it's not. It's just and those pads are not that great anyway, so you just chuck them in the bin and then we put
true. Now what you're seeing, Rosie, is that's the suspension column.
I
believe.
see.
I think that's what that is. That tube down the middle that you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. I think. I guess I haven't had a chance to have a look at it properly, but would be my guess.
Yeah.
How do you think about the build quality of these? Because you've seen it.
Okay, so good. So the build quality is the best build BEGODE wheel you're ever going to get that I know of anyway. Full stop. The screen on top, you can see how fast you're going. You can see, the battery capacity. Amazing. It's probably the best that I've seen on an electric unicycle. The only thing is it's not touch screen like the V12, so you can't actually touch it and change the settings directly without going to the app. Little things that I like about the wheel though is the position of the beeper. You can see it's right at the top.
Yep.
So if sometimes some of the issues with riding BEGODE wheels is that when you're going over the speed limit and the only way you can know that is due to the beeps. It beeps at you. But because you're going so fast, you can't hear it because the wind is blowing by your ear as well, and you've got your full face helmet on. The position of this allows you to be able to hear that a lot more easily. So again, it shows a little bit of thoughtfulness has gone into this design.
Clever.
The trolley handle is also one of the best I've actually had as well. It's
That
still not
makes a difference for a BEGODE, right?
Oh, trust me, a massive difference. It's probably still not as good as the 16X trolley that's right in the center. It's got a diagonal way position, which is pretty good, right, in terms of your wrist. But it's definitely one of the best that I've seen. Kevin has a really good video in terms of the breakdown of the Hero, and if you go watch that, EUC Upgrades, it calls himself on YouTube. That will show you, the internals of the wheel. But from a rideability perspective, which is where I come into it, is rideable. It's got torque, power is smooth. For big, heavier guys that will like this, the suspension is not the best though. It's not an S18 type suspension. It doesn't have a rebound. It's only for city riding.
What about the seated element there? I know it's got a built-in seat there. Have you had a go on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it's hard plastic, but the shape of it is okay. I guess. I mean, I'm not really a seated rider person anyway. The only wheel that I can say I enjoy sitting down while I'm riding on is the Abrams, because it's quite.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the EX2. Now this makes me want to damage my other other Achilles tendon with like my frustration, but I see what they're doing. I see they're trying to change. They did this before where they tried to recreate a mantra of this is our model and our style. So they've got a hero now. They've got a kind of hero on steroids. It feels like that's what they've done. The body shape is the same. The style's the same. It's got the same kind of modeling. But let's be frank, it doesn't look good. It looks rushed. It looks very blocky. I mean, I'm going to ignore the specs. I'm just going to focus purely on aesthetics. It seems like they've rushed it. Like they thought, oh no, the Eagle's coming. Let's quickly get something which can compete against it, but is in line with our new mantra and stylings that we've incorporated. That's what I feel about this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of its looks.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a heavy wheel.
Yes,
52
heavy.
kilograms.
Yeah, yeah, that's heavy. Yeah,
that's heavier than the Abrams.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mental.
Who's going to ride this?
Mental.
The Hulk.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know, honestly, I just think that, okay, so I think the Hero is probably supposed to be the answer to S18, maybe, and this is supposed to be the answer to the S20. See, because it's BEGODE Hero, I can assure you that it's going to have power. It's going to have a bit of grunt, right? But it's, I don't know. I think there needs to be more now. There needs to be a bit more refinement now coming into electric unicycle. We've been doing this for a couple of years, and things like the just the way the wheel looks, the aesthetics of the wheel is very important. If you look at the S20, some people probably think they might not like it, but I think the majority of people like the design of the S20. It looks more of a polished product than this. For some people that don't really care about how a wheel looks like, maybe they might like this, but I'm not so sure. Again, I'm not really a big fan of it. Some of our customers are not crying out for this, so I'm not sure how or when we're going to get this in, or if we're going to get this in as a priority for demo days. I'm not even sure if it's worth it yet. I might change my mind. I'll wait for reviews. Especially with first batch wheels. You don't want to be getting first batch wheels right now. So yeah. I mean, if people want us to get this in as a demo, let us know in the comments below, and maybe we can arrange something. But our customers are not crying out for it. So
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And then swooping in,
the
Abrams. Some good news, I hear, Effie.
Well, I mean, it's some update rather. So today, as of what's today's day and the time, so 20th of December, obviously there's been this issues that's been going on with Abrams coiling out, some coiling out a lot more easier than others. But we believe it's something to do with the Hall sensor. That's what they've told us initially, but there's a bit of mixed communications, and we've not really been on top of things of this anyway, because we have the Hero that's coming out and we focusing our attention on other wheels. But with the Abrams, got an update from Veteran today to say that sometime this week the firmware update will be released. I'm not sure if it's a firmware fix only. If it's, I mean, I'm hearing talks of Hall sensors, and that's going to be more of the hardware. But if they believe a firmware can fix it, then let's wait and see. So what we want to do is get that installed sometime this week or early next week. The Abrams is actually not with us right now. It's with MadPack on YouTube. So it's going to be doing his own review and do whatever he wants to do with the Abrams. But I'll probably contact mat pack and install the update onto the wheel. Get one of our customers that actually crashed during the demo day to come and test it again. Make sure he's all padded up this time.
Yeah,
Make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why is because he's quite a big guy, right? So if anybody can torque out the wheel, we'll be able to torque this wheel out and see if it's still exhibiting the same issue. So the plan is, get the fix in, get the same guy to come and try it again and see if we can recreate the issue before we can say it is fixed. So for now, let's just remain a little bit cautious with this. Yeah.
So does anybody have an Abrams? I mean, if somebody had an Abrams out there and they wanted to get the update and fix it, would they be able to do that themselves, or would they need to take it somewhere to have that done for them?
Yeah, I mean, right now, because the fix that's been suggested by the manufacturer, Veteran, is that it's going to be a firmware update. So I assume if it's a firmware update and you've got the right app to update it, then you should be able to just update it yourself.
Okay, so it should go via the app, basically.
Yeah, according to what the manufacturer is saying. But with the manufacturers themselves, you kind of have to take their word with a pinch of salt, really, and kind of confirm it yourself. I mean, the Abrams is not just sold by us; it's sold everywhere in the world. In Canada, in the United States, it's been delivered in Asia as well. So we can only report on what we know. Yeah. But we would like to verify it ourselves, right, and take their word for it. We need to look after our customers, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
And
good.
Finally.
Oh, this is the exciting
This
bit.
is the one you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what everyone, all of you out there, really want to know is when is the Eagle coming? And I am pleased to say that the Eagle is coming. Dates to be confirmed, of course. But all we need to do is find out, get some interest, and see who really is willing to make the effort to come down and check it out. So feel free to email info@erise.co.uk with your contact information, and you might get selected and entered into a exclusive demo day, which gives you a chance to obviously test out the wheel. And obviously you can still pre-order it right now with Rosie's code, get you an extra 5% off.
Rosie 5% off. And that's not just for the Eagle, it's for any new wheel.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's exciting. It's swooping in at any moment. So, taka!
I knew you were gonna make that noise. Try not to laugh.
You wait till they release the cheetah. So.
I'm gonna write in and tell them to call it an elephant, just because I want to see you make an elephant noise, Paul.
Why go there?
Right, everybody write in, get it to be called the elephant.
Yeah, the Eagle.
On that note, with 1 minute left.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta go.
Obviously, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got it in writing now, so you have to do it.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for Wheel Talk with Wheel People.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to us ramble on.
Okay,
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.